Section 6. Civil Remedies. After completing the incident duty, I was off duty for a whole day, so I decided to go see a movie with my wife. The kids had gone to school, and coincidentally, my wife too was off duty. I paid for 2 tickets to see Avengers Endgame. My sister-in-law pleaded that I should get her a ticket too, but I told her it was a couple-only outing, so she would only be intruding. We were still laughing at the joke when a call came in on my phone. It was the OC Legal. Curious, I quickly picked the call, but before I could greet him, he said, "I want to see you in my office as soon as possible." Before I could complain that I was off duty, he ended the call. So much for the outing with my wife. Well, she understood duty came first, so she made no comment. My sister-in-law, on the other hand, was mischievously happy because obviously my present predicament would force me to forfeit 1 movie ticket. I transferred the e-ticket to my wife's phone and headed back to the office I left less than 3 hours ago. I went straight to the OC Legal's office. He was seated behind his desk. I came to attention and greeted him. "I am sorry to cut your rest short, but this case is very sensitive. That's why you are here," he said. He handed me the file to the said case. I opened it and quickly read through the IPO's report. I noticed the OC Legal had made a brief report and also itemized what I should do. "I will look into it, sir, and get back to you," I said. As I came to attention the second time, I noticed a man in a black suit sitting on a chair adjacent to the desk of the OC Legal, whom the OC Legal instructed to follow me. "Is he a lawyer?" the man asked, in reference to me. The OC Legal didn't respond, so he reluctantly followed me to my office. When we stepped out of the office, 3 men were waiting for us. 2 were young, while the one who stood in the middle was somewhere in his 70s. He looked at the man in the suit. "Any hope?" he asked, but he didn't get a reply. As the man in the suit looked at me and introduced himself as Barrister Jide Davis and the old man as his father. But before he went any further, one of the 2 young men cut him off and added that the father was the suspect in this case. The 2 young men turned out to be the IPOs handling the matter. One of them handed me the exhibits they had recovered in the case. There were 2 of them. One of them, a machete, was in a transparent bag. I held both the file and the machete in one hand while I inspected the other exhibit, which was in a dark bag. As I opened it, one of the IPOs warned me to brace myself for what I was about to see. It was a human hand, and from the looks of it, it belonged to a child. I took some time to go through the file. The old man was a retired police officer. He had a farmland somewhere at Ikorodu where he raised various livestock, ranging from chicken, cattle, and fish. His fish were majorly catfish, and he had a good number of them in a pond that was not fenced. The fish pond was located at a boundary his land shared with his neighbor's land, which was covered with bush. The said neighbor's land, like the suspect's land, was not fenced, but the old man used bamboo wood to build a fence for all his livestock, except the chickens, which were properly housed. Scavengers that had access to the neighbor's land took advantage of the insecurity of these livestock to steal the fish. As much as the bamboo created a 9-foot tall wall, the scavengers forced their hands through the space in between the bamboo wall and dropped fish food in the soil close to the wall. The fish pond was shallow and filled with fish that swam to the area where the fish food was sprinkled, only for the scavengers to catch them and throw them into a bucket of water. The old man complained about the matter to his son, who had just finished from law school, and who advised him that Section 199 empowered him to defend his premises against trespassers. 2 days after the said advice, the old man stayed vigilant until it was dark and quiet. Then he noticed movements of light behind the bamboo wall. He waited until the person holding the light sprinkled food on the ground close to his fish pond. When the fish started swimming to the surface, He quietly walked close to where this activity was going on, holding a sharp machete. The person holding the light on the other side of the wall did not know that it was not business as usual. As his hand reached out and grabbed the fish, the old man raised the machete, and before the suspect could pull the fish through the bamboo wall, the sharp machete came down, cutting off his hand. The lifeless hand wiggled on the ground as blood splashed everywhere. An excruciating scream of pain came from behind the bamboo wall. The old man simply grabbed the severed hand and threw it back over the wall. He didn't run because he felt his actions were right. His son, the lawyer, quoted Section 6 of this law, which states that when by this law any act is declared to be lawful, no action can be brought in respect of it, except where the lawfulness of the act is in question. He obviously quoted Section 6 to justify his father's action, to read Section 199, Defense of Premises Against Trespassers.